Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am struggling a little bit, I'll be honest with you. I'm 7 days medication free, so I'm off sertraline, and I just woke up this morning struggling, but I came downstairs and saw that I've got some book mail. So book mail always makes me smile. I thought I'd open this with you, and then I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about my journey to get off my antidepressants before I talk to you about a book that I'm currently reading that I'm loving so much that it's making me angry that I've actually never tried this genre before. But yeah, the medication. So yesterday was day 6 and it was a crazy, emotional day. I cried a lot yesterday, but I took positives from it because I was crying for things that maybe I didn't cry at before. An author sent me a book, and she sent me a letter with the book, and it just broke me. It was such a beautiful letter. I might read it to you actually while I'm on here. You might have seen the video already on my TikTok, but if not, I'm going to read it to you again because I think it just deserves a bit of a shout out. So let me just open this book first. First book. Let me see if I can find the note because I love the notes. I can. It says something a bit more special as an early birthday present. You'll never comprehend how much good you do for other people. Never change apart from the hissing from Zoe. Zoe loves the dragon noises. Zoe, I love you. Zoe already knows that I love her, but we'll see what she's got. So Zoe has got. Oh, wow. Zoe has got me the Jim Kay illustrated Harry Potters. So I'm collecting these. This is the Goblet of Fire, and I actually have just behind here. I've got the Prisoner of Azkaban. Sorry, Philosopher's Stone. My head's a bit of a mess today. The Chamber of Secrets, and obviously you know that the Prisoner of Azkaban is coming. So the reason I got these is because, like a lot of you, I grew up reading Harry Potter. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I am one of the people that can separate the art from the artist. My middle child, my mate who is 10, has got auditory and sensory processing disorder. Now, she loves Harry Potter, but she just can't consume physical print in books. She really struggles. Her concentration's really short. So we read these books together, or at least that's the plan. She has enjoyed what we've done so far, but my plan is to read through the entire Harry Potter series with my daughter and just hopefully give her the joy that a lot of us had as children. So I massively appreciate that, Zoe. This is definitely a gift that isn't just for me. It is a gift that hopefully will create a lot of memories for my daughter as well, which I am... I just want to create memories for my kids. I said this to you on my video before. My dad left me when I was a baby, and as a 34-year-old man, I don't mind saying that I have issues with that. I really struggle with the fact that I didn't have a dad growing up, and I just want to make sure that I'm the best dad that I can be for my kids. So, yeah. Next book we have got, it's a big box, this one. It is a series. It's upside down, so let me find the letter. A gift from Gay Adam. I put a post out yesterday on my socials saying that I desperately need a gay best friend because typically I get on with women better than I do with men. A lot of men, I'm stereotyping here obviously, but a lot of men that I've come across in my life just don't have similar interests to me. I have a very feminine taste in the things that I like in life. I enjoy Disney films, I enjoy chick flicks, I love reading. I'm not really into sports, and I've just found that the men I've come across in life just don't have the same interests as me. But I'm also a married man, and I respect my wife, and I'm not going to try and find a female best friend just out of respect for my wife. So I put a post out asking for a gay best friend. The camper the better, the more feminine the better. So we'll read what Adam said. It says, a gift from Gay Adam. Wishing you a very happy birthday, even if it's a little early. Hope your wish list is up to date. If not, feel free to re-gift this. Adam Good Book. Classified. I don't know what classified means. Ad from Gay Adam. But yeah, Adam is on TikTok. So if anyone wants to follow him, it is Adam Good Book. See what he's got. I'm sweating. I've just got out of the shower. I'm right warm. Oh, wicked. So this here, let me just grab a towel because I'm sweating. This is right embarrassing. On camera as well. I found a towel. Look at mess at bedroom. I'm meant to be tidying this, but I can't be bothered. You will notice over time following this page. Oh, hang on. Here we go, we're back. You'll notice over time following this page that there's no aesthetic to this page. You're not going to get a clean house. I'm a nearly 35-year-old bloke. that lives in a 2-bedroom council house, you're going to see mess. You're going to see real life. I'm not going to put on a fake bravado, if that's the word, for social media. So this series is The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne. I read Shadow of the Gods by him recently and I loved it. It was quite heavy because I've never read like Norse-inspired fantasy before. So there were a lot to take in, but I've been told this is wicked and I've had this on my wish list for a while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into that. So Adam, Gay Adam, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm just going to move the camera now and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about medication and the letter that I got yesterday, and then the book that is literally altering my mind at the minute. So let's go over here because lighting's a bit better there as well. Look at this. Let's sit down, get comfy. So let's see if we can raise this up a little bit because it's a little bit low. That's a little bit better, isn't it? I've just got you sat on top of a box because I ain't got a tripod or anything like that. Like I said, there's no frills on this page. Medication. As I said, I'm 7 days now actually, off sertraline. I've not taken any propanolol for anxiety. And it's interesting. It's an interesting journey to say the least. I've had ups and downs, but what I told myself before I decided to come off antidepressants is that I'm not going to have a bad day and then think, I must need to get back on my medication. I think it's very normal to have bad days. Like, we should have bad days. We shouldn't be happy all the time. So I'm taking that as it is. You know, when I do have bad days, at the minute my bad days are probably worse than a typical bad day. I cry a lot, I get upset and emotional, but I'm enjoying feeling them emotions. You know, I've been on medication for a year now, and for a lot of that time, I didn't feel any emotions. It numbed me down. I'm not going to say it does the same for everyone. For a lot of people, I think antidepressants are brilliant, but for me, it just had the opposite effect, and it just made me feel numb. So even though I am crying a bit at the minute and getting upset and emotional, it's nice to feel them emotions again. But don't get me wrong, over this last 7 days, I've had a lot more highs than I thought I would have. But yesterday, as I was going back to it, I received a book, Echoes of Endless Sorrow, it's called, by J.L.B. Harvey. It's on my other bookshelf. So, that's the book, and that author reached out to me and basically said, can I send you a book? I don't expect any reviews on it, because I don't typically do reviews on my page, because I'm quite an emotional person in the sense that I feel a lot of guilt. And I feel like if I do a review for one author, I've got to do it for everyone, or it makes me feel, I just feel rubbish. So I usually say to them, look, by all means send me a book, but I just can't promise you when I'm going to read it. I probably will, but I'm too much of a mood reader. And when I do read it, I'm not going to put a review on my page, but I'm more than happy to put a review on my Fable or something like that. So she was like, look, it's just an honour that you'll receive my book. And she sent me this letter with the book. I'm going to read it to you. It says, Dear Tyrone, today, writing this letter feels gnarly. Now, when I read this yesterday, I cried. I'm not going to cry today because I've read this letter 5 times now and I know what to expect. I still can't believe you, Buckystad Reed, responded to my email. I told myself when writing this letter that I should try and not be an awkward fangirl. I can't promise anything. I just want to say a huge thank you for giving someone like me a chance to send you my book. It's my baby that I'm so proud of. I can only hope my book, my stories put a smile on your face, even if you never get round to reading it. Knowing it on your shelf makes me so unbelievably happy. You are a true inspiration for those who battle their demons daily. Thank you for sharing that side of you and teaching that it's okay to not be okay. You once told us that if your day is not going well and we feel no joy, then that's okay, because today will end and tomorrow could be better. Fuck, I shouldn't swear on YouTube. Yeah, that particular day I really needed to hear that. And today, writing this letter, it's a good bloody day. Thank you, Ty, for everything you've given me and all the others. You truly are remarkable. I hope reading this, you're having a good day too. Much love to you and your beautiful family, Jordan Harvey. I'm not having a good day, but things like that help. And oh bloody hell! This weren't on my plan for this video. So anyway, Jordan sent me that letter, and it made me cry. These are happy tears. One of the things I struggle with a lot, is my own self-worth. However much people message me and say, you're making the world a better place, you're helping so many people. I struggle to believe that, and I struggle to believe that I bring anything positive into this world. Uh, and even though I know that I do, no matter how much people say to me, look, I just need you to know you do. I know that I do. This sounds so weird. I know that I do, but it's just my brain works in a weird way, and it wants to tell me otherwise. So that's something I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to work on believing in myself more, and just being more proud of myself. So yeah, that's a journey. Bloody hell, Jordan. So I've not read that book yet anyway. I don't know what it's like. I can't tell you. But the book is called Echoes of Endless Sorrow, which is a fantastic name considering in the last 2 days that girl's made me cry about 5 times. Woo! Right, let's get on to this next book. So the book that I'm currently reading is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. The reason this book has made me so angry is because I've never read a romance book before. I've read romantasy, but I've never read a pure romance novel. And I think one of the reasons is, frustratingly, the marketing of the book. I think these books are just marketed so heavily at women that I almost just walk past these sections in shops when I go in. And I regret that so much now, after how much I'm absolutely obsessed with this book. Now, I picked this up from my library, which is why it's got the shiny cover on it, and it needs to go back soon. So the only reason I actually picked this up was because it needs to go back soon. I thought, oh, I'll pick it up and I'll give it a read. I've just finished reading Chris Carter. I couldn't afford to buy Evil Mind straight away, so I needed like a palate cleanser. And this just made sense. So I picked it up and I went into it thinking it's probably going to be a 3-star read. A lot of people had said like romance books are very rinse and repeat. They're a bit predictable. The male main characters are just perfect. And I went into it quite closed-minded. I went into it with that assumption that it was just going to be that exact thing. And I cannot believe how wrong I am. If you've not read this story, it follows a girl called Alexis and a boy called Daniel. And Alexis has just been cheated on by her fiance. She's split up with him, and she's coming back from a family funeral. Oh, snot all over my nose and everything now. She's coming back from a family funeral, and I'm not editing any of this, by the way. You can have it all. This is me. She ditches a car. A car falls into a ditch, and she's like, oh, now what? So, Knight in Shining Armour comes. It's a dark night. She doesn't know where she is. And Daniel comes beside her and he's like, oh, look, do you need some help? She's like, no, it's fine. Recovery truck's coming. He's like, it's not. The recovery truck driver is in my village and he's currently 5 pints deep in pub. So he gets her out and then he leaves her. She then carries on and goes to this small little village. The best way I can describe it is it's kind of like a American village where there's 350 people that live there. You can imagine tumbleweed going past and everyone knows everyone. So she ends up going into that village because there's fog everywhere and she needs food. So she goes into the only bar that's open, and lo and behold, Daniel is in that bar. Daniel and his mates are looking at her and they're like, she's fit, one of us needs to get her. And Daniel's like, I'm not playing these silly games, I'm going. So on his way out, he talks to Alexis and he's like, excuse me, these creepy men over there fancy her. Yada, yada, yada. I think I've covered this on an earlier thing because I've just started the book. But getting further into the book, I think this is in my top 3 books this year, which seems crazy because a lot of people say these books are like palate cleansers and just easy reads. But I think if you look deeper into this book, you can take so much more from it than just an easy read. The themes that are covered in here are quite deep themes. So Daniel is, he is typically, he's beautiful. He's a typical man that you'd imagine being like a lumberjack. He's sexy. He smells amazing. He is a gentleman. Like, he's everything that you would want in a man. And Alexis is a beautiful woman. She's successful. She works in, I think she's like a nurse, or she works in like the medical profession of some sort. She's really, really successful. Her family are really successful. They're really wealthy. And he isn't wealthy. He just kind of gets by and works a lot in helping the community. Anyway, they end up having a little fling. And one thing leads to another. And she's like, I can't be with this guy forever. Like, my family will never accept him. And I'm not going to give you much more than that. But the way that this story has got me in a chokehold, it's just madness. It is insane. The dialogue in it is hilarious. There's just so many funny moments. The characters are so relatable. It just feels real. There are some books I think that you read, and I can't tell you what makes a good character. I can't tell you what makes like well written characters and three-dimensional characters. But what I can tell you is that these characters just feel real in this book. Now, although he is perfect, he's also got his flaws. Daniel is very much like he also struggles with his self-worth. He doesn't believe that he amounts to what Alexis deserves in a partner. And then on the flip side, she has also been told all her life by her parents, like, you need this certain man, you need to do this certain career, this is what you amount to, and anything below you is kind of worthless. And she's fighting with that internal dialogue throughout this entire book, where she's happy. There's no dispute, and Daniel makes her happy. Daniel is doing everything that she has always deserved. Neil, who was her ex-fiance, was just an absolute scumbag. He abused her, but the abuse is something else I want to come to in a minute, because it's just so clever the way that theme in the book is written. But because her dad's always told her, like, you can't accept anything less than basically what I tell you you are worth, she's scared to let him in, and she's scared to tell Daniel the truth about her family. She's scared to let Daniel into her life and come and meet her parents, because she knows that the parents will just never accept him. And it's sad, because you know that this woman just deserves all the happiness in the world, but she's at the minute being blocked from getting that happiness because her dad has almost manipulated her from a young child and moulded it into the daughter that he wants, as opposed to letting her be the child that she wanted to be. Now, when it comes to the themes of abuse in this book, I just think it's so beautifully and carefully written. So she was in a abusive relationship. Her partner Neil, although he wasn't ever physically or mentally abusive to her, he also was. There's a bit in the book that talks about. So she says to her dad, like, her dad's saying, you need to work things back out with Neil. And she's like, Dad, he was abusive towards me. And he almost is like, well, do you think maybe you deserved it? You can be quite difficult. She says, well, no, I don't. And he says, well, was he ever physically abusive to you? No, he wasn't. Did he ever say anything nasty to you? Well, no, he didn't. But he did do things like tell her that she didn't look well in certain clothes, or that she maybe smelt a bit fusty. And I just think it's so beautiful how they've done that, because I think a lot of people will go through things like that in life and not even realise that it's abuse, and it is. It's manipulation, and it can happen in any relationship. And I just think it's just fantastic how it is done. Now, I am currently about coming up to two-thirds of the way through, and I've never screamed in a book as much as I have this book in my entire life. I'm literally screaming it all the way through, like, Alexis, please just leave. Just live with him. Take him away. Take him to your family. Just tell your family to go suck the mum. Anything. Just tell your dad that he ain't controlling your life anymore. And it's just one of them books. It's got me in a chokehold. I think it's going to be a 5-star read. And I'd already gone into this book saying, like, it's not going to be a 5-star read because the male main character is predictable. And yeah, it might be a bit predictable, but there's just so many layers to him. He's like an onion, like they say in Shrek. It's just fantastic. Anyway, I cannot recommend this book highly enough. The second one, I'm told, Yours Truly, which is part of the same like world, is meant to be even better. I'm not going to buy it because I don't buy many new books, but I will absolutely check my library to see if it's there, or check around in charity shops to see if I can find it. If I can't, then I think my Waterstones voucher, when I pick the Chris Carter book up that I wanted to pick up today, I believe that I get another stamp and then I'll have a free book. So I might use that to get my free book. Oh, that was emotional. 20 minutes worth of talking, people. I'll try and edit a bit out for you just so you don't have to listen to me babble, because I'm a babbler. I'm going into town soon because it's market day. I went into town last Thursday. I don't know when I'll upload this video. I might upload it on the weekend just to give you some weekend watching. If you get bored of how much I upload, then tell me to calm down. But this camera I know it's not. I know, it's crazy that I'm looking at a camera, but it doesn't feel to me like I'm talking to a camera. I feel like I'm talking to you, and this helps me as much as it probably helps some of you people. So you might find that I do chuck a lot of content out, but it's because it helps me a lot as well. So don't ever feel obliged to watch all the content. I might just need to have one of them rants sometimes. So I'm going to finish getting dressed, get some socks on, finish tidying downstairs, hoover up, and then go meet Ellie. And then I might take you to the market with me again because, again, you're my only friend, so why wouldn't I? I'll catch you with you later. Let's just have a moment for this. Yeah, we're back at Coozie's again. And it were Ellie's fault.
Fresh.
Fresh what?
That's what
Oh, the
it's
film was
called.
called Fresh. So this is a Biscoff hot chocolate, and I'm just here for it. It's got like Biscoff spread, and Ellie's is over there, but I can't show it yet.
Biscoff biscuits.
And I bought a book. Let me show you my book.
Biscoff biscuits.
Got that. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous.
Told you. Biscoff biscuits.
I'm back, and I'm not crying. I think I just needed that cry earlier. So I went to town. I did record some footage, but I'm not going to upload it because it was rubbish, if I'm honest with you. So it's just pointless uploading it. I've got a few books, so I went to pick up this one, An Evil Mind by Chris Carter, because I've just finished One by One by Chris Carter, and it was class. This is the next book in the series, and I'm told it's probably the best book in the series as well. So I'm really excited to read that. I was actually going to read that after I finished this, but another book that I've just picked up has thrown a spanner in the works, because I think I'm going to read that next. So this is what I've just picked up, and it was by popular recommendation, we'll say. It is called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. And the lady in the shop said that she read it at school even. And I got a message yesterday on Instagram. I always look at the recommendations that I get. Yeah, my best recommendations, I know I keep saying it, always come from you lot. So I got a picture from Naomi on Instagram. And she just said, have you read this? And then I said, no, I haven't. So she said, where is it? Honestly, you won't regret it. And then she sent me a voice note basically saying it's absolutely fantastic. So I had a quick Googler it to see what it's about, and it sounds amazing. So I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I am autistic. Yeah, it is what it is. There's a spectrum, isn't there? And I'm still learning a lot about some of my traits. Like I very much hyperfixate on things. But I think when it comes to the spectrum, I'm probably on the lower end of the spectrum. But this book is about a man that's got Asperger's. If you've not read this, so it says, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime is a murder mystery novel like no other. The detective and narrator is Christopher Boone. Christopher is 15 and has Asperger's syndrome. He knows a very great deal about maths and very little about human beings. He loves lists, patterns, and the truth. He hates the colours yellow and brown and being touched. He has never gone further than the end of the road. But when he finds his neighbour's dog murdered, he sets out on a terrifying journey which will turn his whole world upside down. And it's got like cool little illustrations inside that like signs and train times and things like that, and it just looks cool. I spoke to the lady in Waterstones. I said, is it a kid's book with you reading it at school? She said, no, it's not a kid's book, it's definitely an adult's book. But she just remembered reading it as a child. She said that she might actually reread this now that I've reminded her of it, because it'd be cool to read as an adult, because I think it was written in like 2004 or something, and what we knew about autism and Asperger's then is completely different to what we know now. So I think I'm going to read this next because it seems like really good and interesting. It's only 250 pages long, so I'm going to read that next. But before I wrap up today, I want to give a shout out because I got a message. I'm going to see if I can post it on this video here, and it was just really funny. So on one of my previous videos, a couple of videos ago, Emily Johnson, who messages on pretty much every single video I do, she put, hey up Tyrone, love seeing you walk around Chesney, proper makes me smile, proper makes me think of my college years. You got some rate bargs as well from the charity shop and market. Didn't even know they had books on market. I love a good charity shop though. I'm straight at the book bit for ages. Other week I got like 18 books for a tenner. I was buzzing. By the way, nice jacket mate, it suits you. I got a rate bargain jacket from charity shop. Sorry, I can chat for England, but if you've read till this point, I love you the most. Sin a bit, duck. P.S. Give us a shout out in your next video. I want to be famous. So here's your shout out. I do read every single comment that all of you put, and that the same goes for Insta and TikTok. You know, I've got between the two of them 100,000 followers, and even though I can't reply to every single comment, I read every single comment. So if you've got book recommendations, give them me. If you want to send me an inbox, I will always reply to inboxes. I can't always get back to comments, but inboxes I always reply, and I usually send video messages, especially on Insta, because it has that facility, and I just think it's way more personal. Before I do wrap up, I want to ask you if you wouldn't mind giving me advice on East of Eden. Is it by John Steinbeck? So the guy that wrote Of Mice and Men. I've read Of Mice and Men, and I keep seeing East of Eden, I think it's called, pop up on my page, and I'm just like, it sounds good, but I don't want to jump into it because it's like 700 pages long. I think the writing's a bit more old school than what I'm probably used to. So if you've read it in its class, tell me, because I'm definitely up for reading something a bit different at the minute. I think we're done for the day. I've got nothing else to say, as always. I'm at this point at the end of the video, it gets a bit awkward and I don't really know how to wrap it up. So there's probably some things popping up in screens now with other videos and a follow button. So if you've not subscribed, do it. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.